Between the province and the city of Edmonton, the Premier-designate met with Mayor Don Iveson for the first time yesterday. CTV's Serena Ma was there.
All right, I'll be in touch. Certainly.
It had all the makings of better times ahead. Handshakes, smiles, and promises.
You'll certainly see a new spirit of partnership from the get-go.
Beneath the friendliness, a tumultuous past, complaints of unreliable and unsustainable funding in a rapidly growing city. All issues recently penned in a blog by Mayor Don Iveson. In it, he writes, "It's time to have a grown-up conversation about funding." How would you define your conversation today?
We had the first round of a very grown-up conversation. I'm optimistic about where we're going to take it from here.
Optimistic for more help, for more money, for services. Mayor Don Iveson says services are increasingly difficult to sustain.
To deliver our mandates that we have today, no. Absolutely not.
Jim Prentice stressed the importance and the need for rapid transit, saying it's obvious. Those are encouraging words for Iveson, who said there's plenty of time to ask for specifics later.
I didn't feel like shaking down the Premier on LRT funding before he's even sworn in yet.
Prentice met with both mayors of Edmonton and Calgary. One political watcher says the meetings were critical.
Both Nenshi and Iveson are both incredibly popular right now, and so it works well for Prentice if he can win them over early on and get them all working together.
Serena Ma, CTV News, Edmonton.
Now, there are no dollars attached to any of the provinces, but Prentice says within 2 weeks he will lay out a way to restart stalled talks on a big city charter, which is outlining roles and responsibilities for both Edmonton and Calgary.
The Auditor General is calling for better leadership in treating chronic diseases. In a 60-page report, the AG describes how patients with diabetes, asthma, depression, and other diseases often aren't reminded they need regular lab work. Other patients receive treatment, but they don't get a follow-up to see if the treatment's working.
The Department of Health has not set expectations for the services that physicians, primary care networks, and Alberta Health Services should provide to individuals with chronic disease.
They may go to their family doctor, but what do we hear? That people don't have family doctors. And a lot of people I know say that when they visit their family doctor, their doctor never asks them about their mental health.
The report makes more than a dozen recommendations. The health minister says his department is looking at those.
Turning to federal politics, members